What's going on, guys? It is Jamie and welcome to the channel Thrift on Fire. Today we're going to be doing a what sold video. We're going to do it across a few platforms. I think eBay, Poshmark Canada, Poshmark US. I think I have an Etsy sale and even a Depop sale to share with you as well. So stick around and we'll get into about 10 sales today. So before we get into the sales, I wanted to talk about my goals going into August. So last month my goal was to list 5 things every single day for a value of 200 plus, and then list them on eBay, that is, and then cross list to any platform that anything would be suitable on. Like a t-shirt, for instance, would go to Depop, Poshmark, Vinted, wherever, but probably not Etsy, where maybe a VCR or some sort of electronic might only go to eBay and Etsy. So that's sort of what I'm doing with the cross-listing part of it. So that was my goal for last month. This month, my goal is not so much a value, it is just to list. So I'm going to try to list a minimum of 5 things a day, but honestly, I'm going to try to push into the 10, 20, 30. Some days that's what it's going to be like, but that's not all going to be new listings. It's going to be taking old listings, bringing them down, renewing them, that sort of thing. But I do have a lot of stuff, like right beside me here. I'll take a photo and just pop it up on the screen. I have a lot of shoes to work through. I got to clean these things. I just keep piling more shoes on the shoes, and then I clean the shoes that I just recently got because I'm most excited about it. I got to stop that behavior. I got to dig through this. I just got to get rid of my death pile. That's all there is to it. And not worried too much about value this month. This month, it's about volume. I'm going to list as much as I possibly can. I've already listed about 5 things this morning. After I'm done filming this video, I'm going to list some more. I'm not going to worry about drafting stuff so much because I'm going to be listing every day. Unless it's a day that I know I'm going to be sourcing, then I might have a few drafts just to save, you know, keep the algorithm rolling so I have something to list. But let's get into the first one here. All right, first up is a pair of Manifestos. You can see the $38 is crossed out because I did take a best offer. I took a best offer of $32 plus shipping, so not too bad. I'll give you a couple pictures here of what they look like. They're just a pair of leather women's shoes. They're basically like, you know, a little bit upscale or office or dress shoes for women. This brand in particular, I find when you find whether they're men's or women's, they're always going to sell for the $30 mark or more. Sometimes you're looking at 50 or 60. It really depends on the model. This is a good brand. So if you see this brand and you're not aware of it, Manifesto, it's a good bolo brand. Definitely be on the lookout for this one if you see it around. They usually don't stick around too long either. They sell pretty quickly. Next up, a pair of Adidas. I think, much like the last pair of shoes, I can't remember if I said it or not, I think I paid $8 for the last pair of Manifestos at Goodwill. This one is the same. I think I paid $8 for these. Dame 7 Rose City. I'm not even sure what that is. I'm sure it's a basketball player. I don't even know. I just thought these were really cool when I seen them. Adidas with the roses on them. So I think I Google lens these in the store. Seeing they were selling for good money. Now these ones here sold on Poshmark for $65. I really thought they were going to sell on eBay. Show you a few more pictures here potentially if they'll load. Very nice, clean shoes. I didn't have to do anything to these, which is, you know, these days when I'm picking up shoes at Goodwill or anywhere I'm spending, you know, $8 to $15 for a pair of shoes, I don't want to have to clean them very much. I just want to give them a wipe down. So both of these shoes that I picked up are kind of a wipe down shoe. That's it. I don't have to clean them. I don't have to scrub too much. I might have took a nylon brush and knocked any dirt out of the bottom, but these were in good shape and they sold for $65. I've had them for about a month now, so they did sell pretty quickly. Now this is ScrappyDoo. I picked this up in a yard sale video from this year. I think I paid $2 for this. I'd have to go back and look exactly. I'm gonna grab him for $3, is that what it says? Yeah. If I'm wrong, you can let me know in the comments, but $2 into $29. This was an Etsy sale. Now this month I've sold, you know, the same TVs, VCRs and stuff like that in Etsy, but this one was a little bit different. It was the plush, it was ScrappyDoo. He's super cute, new tags. This one came from Paramount Parks, which is now Canada's Wonderland, which is where I was on the weekend. If you follow me on Instagram, or I think I maybe mentioned in my last video, I did Canada's Wonderland, Hockey Hall of Fame, Jays game on the weekend, had a really nice weekend away. But this, I wanted to throw this in here because, you know, Paramount Parks used to be, or Canada's Wonderland used to be Paramount Parks and everything was movie themed. And that's where this guy came from that time era. And he sold for $29 on Etsy. So not normally the type of thing that I do sell on Etsy, but because it did vintage toys and animals, stuffed animals like this, I do list on Etsy as well. So when I cross-list this over, it did sell in here. It took about took about a month or so to sell this guy. Now I made a few Depop sales last month. I was talking in an earlier video about not making any yet, but it just seemed like they picked up. I think I sold 3 things. This was probably one of the better of the 3. So this is in US as well. So $24 US in Canadian is $33 Canadian. So that's what I got for this shirt, plus shipping. I did charge the appropriate amount of shipping. I think potentially I charged $1 too much for shipping, which isn't really that big of a deal. With this guy here, I think I paid just under $5, but we'll say at the $5 mark. So not too bad. I really didn't think this was a good buy. I picked it up and I was excited about, oh, Beatles, you know, the 2000s release, 2004 re-release of Abbey Road. I thought it was pretty good. Didn't look it up in store. Thought it was going to be worth 50 bucks. I think I even mentioned that on the video, on another video. But it did sell for, you know, $32 Canadian or $24 US. So I'm pretty happy with that. Depop is pretty interesting so far. I have, like I said, I've only made a few sales, but I'm going to continue to list to it. Currently, I just have t-shirts listed there. My next step, potentially even this week, which is part of my listing, my new listing goal of just volume. I'm going to see how much stuff I can get listed on Depop. Probably going to move into shoes. So I have t-shirts. I'm going to move into shoes after that. Maybe jackets. I'm not sure. But I will definitely flood Depop the same way that I have with other platforms to see if I can make some more sales. But this particular Depop, you don't have to. I know I'm talking a lot about Depop now, but Depop, you don't have to sell in US dollars. I just wanted to. I thought it was, you know, better for me because when you do the shipping, it basically looks like I live in the US because I'm using my P.O. box from, I think, Buffalo, New York, even though that I'm in Ontario, Canada. So I can ship as I'm a US citizen, even though I'm technically obviously not. So it's sort of like the same thing you do on Poshmark when you sell on Poshmark US, except for on Depop. I think it's opened up like eBay where you can buy from people from all around the world. It just appears that I'm from the US. So I think that kind of helps a little bit when people are looking at my stuff, because I'd say the large majority of people who are going to buy from me here are probably from the US anyway. So it just looks a little bit better than if everything's in Canadian dollars on my end. Next up, Pokemon Diamond. This is a loose game, disc only, or not disc only, cartridge only, I guess. Super clean. Did test this one, it works. It is a great game. I don't exactly know when I'm into this because I bought this in a bundle of a bunch of different stuff. I'm gonna say less than $5 for sure. I feel like I paid up for a bunch of stuff and I was trying to get an add-on game. I think I was asking them for like Super Mario for DS and they were like, no, I'm not gonna give you that for basically nothing. And they said, I'll give you Pokemon Diamond. And I thought, wow, I wouldn't have even asked for that. I guess they probably didn't know the value of maybe this game, or maybe because it was just a loose game. But regardless, I did pick it up. It sold for $45. I'm not into it too much money. This thing just went into, so what I do with games, loose games like this is, here's my thank you card right here. That's what it looks like. And on the back, it's got a little thing that's saying, it's basically saying who I am and thank you for the purchase. So what I do here is I'll take the, excuse my AirPods case, I'll take the game, set it on here, bubble wrap over it, just very nice, so it's still snug and it's all in there. And then I will slide the thank you card with the game on it into a poly bag and then either ship it. This one I did ship to the US with tracking, so it had an actual label, but if I was gonna ship this, I probably wouldn't ship this with stamps even in Canada because I'd want tracking on something. Anything over probably 25 bucks, I'd want tracking on. But that's all I do. Still use this with bubble wrap into a bubble mailer, and it went out. I'm pretty sure to the US I still paid like $6 to ship this out, so it's pretty cheap. Next up, another Poshmark sale. This is Poshmark Canada as well. These are a pair of Torrid quilted leather slip-on shoes, I guess comfort shoes that I picked up at the Goodwill bins. I had to clean up the whites right here a little bit and then scrub the bottom because they did come from the bins. I probably paid like $1.50, $2 for these. They are still in really nice shape. The biggest thing is they looked dirty there, and you can see on the bottoms, this is about how good that I got the bottoms clean. I actually have this brush that I can hook up to my drill. I just have like a Mastercraft like 18-volt drill, and it's just a nylon brush, and I just brushed the bottom out with the nylon brush, and that's about as nice as I could get it. These ones were pretty dirty on the bottom, and like I said, the sides I cleaned up with a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Most people probably wouldn't pick these up. I probably spent about 5 minutes getting them nice and clean, which is a good amount of time, but because I got them so cheap and I knew they were gonna sell probably for over $20 at least, I picked them up and they wound up selling for $29 on Poshmark, so I'm definitely happy that I picked these up and invested the 5 minutes into cleaning them. Next up, another eBay sale. I've sold a couple Fox jerseys this month alone. They seem to be pretty popular right now for me. You can see it's crossed out as well. Let me take a look at my cheat sheet here. I actually accepted a $32 offer on this. I do have a lot of things on sale in my store already, so this is probably a little bit deeper of a discount, but not too bad really. And this is just a motocross jersey. It's a Fox 180 extra large. You know, it's a nice colorway. It's got the spider web. It's just a nice jersey. I do think I paid, I want to say that I got this on a half off day at Goodwill, but I'm not sure. Normally at my Goodwill, these would be like $7.49. If it was half off, it'd be like around $5, or sorry, around $4, just under $4. So I'm kind of guessing. Worst case scenario, I paid $4 to $7 for this, and it sold for $32. And I didn't have it very long either, about a month or so. It moved pretty quickly, so I was happy with this one as well. Next up, a VCR. I have sold plenty of VCRs on Etsy lately. I could probably show you like 5 or 6 just in the last month that went out on Etsy. eBay, not so often anymore that I do sell a VCR on eBay, so I wanted to share this one with you. They do still sell on eBay. This one was fast too. It is a good brand. JVC is an excellent brand for electronics, especially vintage electronics. This one is model number I need my glasses. HRA592U is what I think I'm seeing on the screen right now. Yeah, just a VCR player. It's not a combo. There was no remote. It's got the front hookups, which is popular for some people. You don't have to dig around in the back and do that whole thing if you're looking to hook up, you know, a Wii or some other system into this thing just to use it. But yeah, $59. I would have paid something between $8 to $10 for this. I don't remember exactly. It was recently at Goodwill in Tillsonburg. Sometimes VCRs are $6, sometimes they're $13. I really don't know. It depends on who's marking them, I guess. This one I'm going to say between $8 to $10, and it did sell for $59 plus shipping. And as you can see there, $20 on VCRs, Canada and the US. I do charge VCRs, DVD combos, anything a little bit bigger. I charge a flat rate of $20. Sometimes it costs me like, if it's close to me, it might cost me $14. If it's far, like the West Coast, it might cost me, it might be like $23. So you can kind of see how that might even out over time. A lot of times I'm making $2, $3, sometimes $5 if it's super close, and then other times I might be losing $2, $3 to $5 the other way. So it does even itself out, and that's how I deal with larger items. Unless it's a really big heavy item, then you're looking at something totally different, or you're going to want some sort of ground option to make sure you're covered. Next up, this is a Poshmark US sale. I did have a lot of Poshmark US sales this past month. I think roughly about $500 US, which I would have to do the math here. I had the calculator open. Let's see what $5 American right now would be. So I did about $664 roughly in Poshmark sales last month. That's my takeaway. That's what I actually get to keep. That's after fees and everything. That's what my payout was this month. So not too bad. It's not a lot of money, but it's extra money considering it's, you know, Poshmark US is new to me for the last maybe 3 months into it. But this is something new. I've been trying just a lot different things out. I picked these both up at the Goodwill bins. I'm gonna guess I paid less than $1 for each of them, so $24. This is an American sale, so $24 US is about $31 Canadian. So that's not too bad considering that I paid, like I said, less than $1 for each of these. It is by the weight there. If I had to guess, it's probably more like 50 cents and maybe not even $1 for both of them together. So to pick that up and sell it for, you know, $31 Canadian, that's pretty good, or $24 US. I really do enjoy the Poshmark US side of it too, because currently everything that I've made on Poshmark US since I've started is just sitting in a bank account in US funds. It looks kind of nice when I go on a vacation to the US, or obviously I have to pay taxes on this money still, but you know, the fees are all taken out of it. It's basically just income tax at this point, so I have to figure that part about it before I touch it too much. But that's what I'm really doing with it. I just look at it as extra money that I didn't have before from these US sales. At some point I might incorporate that money into my daily business, but at the moment I'm just, anytime I sell anything on Poshmark US, it just sits there And I'm looking to spend that money as US money in some fashion, which would be the best thing to do, in my opinion, because when you convert it back to Canadian, you're going to lose some money, which is totally fine. It's worth more money anyway. But I think I'm going to try to keep it in US money and spend it as US money and see, how I can make this work for me the best way possible. The last thing I want to share with you is this FootJoy, brand new with tags. Golf jacket is the cut-off sleeve one, or what is that, 3/4 sleeve, whatever it is. This I found at Value Village, which I am usually not a fan of Value Village, but the one day I walked into there, I found this, some video game stuff, a brand new vintage 90s Maple Leafs jersey. It was a women's jersey, but still, regardless, it's still going to be worth some pretty good money. This I paid $15 for, a brand new with tags. I couldn't believe that they didn't want more money for this, and it did sell for $110. I had so many offers for this on Poshmark Canada and US, but everybody wanted to pay me $50, $60. I even considered taking one of the offers, and then I'm like, I'm gonna let it ride out. I just listed this about a week ago, and we're still in golf season, so I didn't feel like I needed to give it away yet. But it is, like I said, brand new with tags, hydro lights, really nice, super clean. These things sell for quite a bit of money new, which is why someone would pay $110. I think they're a couple $100. I'd have to find a brand new one and throw it up. And when I looked them up, I was pretty surprised. This one did have did it have an actual price tag on it? Sometimes I'll do that. Let's see if we can get right on there. No, it just says the model and stuff. Not a big deal, but yeah, they do sell for close to $200, if not over $200. I don't remember the exact number, but if I can find it, I'll throw up a brand new one on screen right now just to show you how much these things are worth. Quite a bit. So happy with this sale, $15. Value Village has saved face with me. I'm going to be hitting there a little bit more. I just find it a little bit expensive sometimes going into there. I know if you donate stuff, you get a coupon, and they do have good stuff in there, and a lot of stuff. So I should really give it a better chance. It's just, locally it's Goodwill, Salvation Army, and a couple mom and pops. And then when I go into London or into a different city, a lot of times Goodwill bins and stuff like that are just taking most of my money and time. So Value Village, when I pop into those, a lot of times I'm looking for VCRs, but this particular time kind of looked around a little bit more and found some good stuff. So maybe I should be looking more often when I'm there, but there's only so much time in the day as well. All right, well, there you have it. There's 10 things that sold for me recently across different platforms like eBay, Poshmark, Etsy, Depop. I didn't share any Vinted sales this time. Vinted, I'm going to take another look at it as a business overall. It is pretty good. I do like it. One of the things I do like about Vinted is when you say I price something for $25, at the end of the day, you actually make $25, and that's what they send to your account. The buyer pays all shipping, much like Poshmark, and all the fees associated with selling and taxes are collected on the buyer's half as well. So if you list something for $20, you actually get $20. That being said, prices are a little bit lower. People lowball you a little bit more. I don't like the fact that somebody can commit to buy, sort of like on eBay, and never pay. And it goes through this whole process. I think if you commit to buy on any platform, I think it should charge your credit card right away, or your point of payment, or whatever you're going to pay with. But regardless, I'm kind of thinking about whether I'm going to keep that in my arsenal of things I'm selling. It doesn't really hurt anything. It just takes a little bit extra time to list on, and I don't make a lot of money on it. It's just a few sales here and there, but I do like it, and it does add up. So I will reconsider it. The reason why I would even be thinking about maybe getting rid of one of them is because, with adding Depop, that's one thing. And then I'm kind of looking at maybe potentially selling on eBay.com and eBay.ca, and potentially phasing out the .ca and only going with the .com. I don't really know, because I'd have to build up feedback back on a new website and all these other things. There's a lot of things to consider, but that is one of the things I'm thinking about, and it has a lot to do with shipping and just the overall look of my business. So, and I can rebrand and rebuild my business from scratch. But that being said, I would definitely keep my .ca and .com for a little while together, so I could scale one up as I'm bringing one back down. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm probably rambling a little bit in this video, but that's part of who I am, apparently. So, if you guys like videos like this, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing for more content. Till next time, take care, stay safe, see you soon. Bye-bye.